Welcome, everyone. We are the many, and we're grateful to be with you this week. We gather here on the first and third Wednesdays of every month. It's good to be together again. We come to this place with grace and love. We join with strangers and friends and family to share songs and sorrows, to look for healing and hope. We are here together. We are not alone. We are here to lament. As the pandemics of COVID and racism and greed and fear rage on, we are here in this quiet yet powerful act of resistance to lament. We believe that justice and healing grows out of our willingness to stand together in our sorrows and in the naming of the pain and grief and wrong that we see and feel. So now, as always, we invite you to share this time with us in any way that is best for you. All of us, Leslie, Hannah, Darren, me, Gary, we will all be here sharing in the comments. We invite you to share your laments and your prayers in the comments with us. Let's begin.
Quiet place, in this quiet place, help me be still and know how I can give and how to forgive. In this quiet place, in this quiet place, help me be still and know you.
Please join me in this prayer. God, you are with us when we are alone, when we are together, however we come together. You are always our shelter in every time, in every place. We shelter in this place with you. As we breathe in and trust that somehow, some way, you are here with us. As we breathe in and seek to learn how to be fully human, fully alive, and how to be love in this world, we remember you are always our shelter in every time, in every place. We shelter in this place with you.
In this quiet place, in this quiet place, help me be still and know how to be true in all I do. In this quiet place, in this quiet place, help me be still and know you.
A reading from Psalm 77. I cry out loud to God, out loud so God can hear me. During the day, when I'm in trouble, I look for my Lord. At night, my hands are still outstretched. My whole being refuses to be comforted. I remember God and I moan. I complain and my spirit grows tired. I complain and my spirit keeps searching. Has God forgotten how to be gracious?
Sometimes it feels like God isn't listening, like God has abandoned us. We cry out, but is anyone out there? Sometimes we feel like we've been forgotten. And yet, like the people in Jerusalem who wedge their prayers into the cracks of the Wailing Wall, we keep putting our prayers and laments out there. We keep asking, we keep shoving our pieces of despair into the cracks. And we hope that God is there, reading them, crying with us, not leaving us alone. As we enter into this time of lament, we invite you to name your losses, your fears, your hurts, what's making you weep. You can do that silently, but you can also share your laments in the comments if you'd like. At the end of each lament, one of us will say, Kyrie eleison, and we invite all of you to respond, Lord, have mercy.
O God, we remember the lives being destroyed by coronavirus. The number of reported cases is over 25 million worldwide. India registered over 78,000 new cases this past Saturday alone, the highest single-day spike in the world. Almost 850,000 people worldwide have died from the virus. These kinds of numbers are staggering, and yet it's been going on for so long, many of us are feeling numb. For the lives lost, for the people grieving, for all who fear for their lives every day, and for so many who are living in unsafe conditions, God, hear our laments. Kyrie eleison, Lord, have mercy.
O God, we remember and cry out to you for children and parents trying to figure out how to do school in the middle of this pandemic, pastors trying to hold churches together, people trying to make a living and pay their rent, healthcare workers and other essential workers who face exhaustion, those in Black and brown communities who continue to face the worst of it without enough support from our government. We want to scream about all of the political spin that keeps happening and the lies that are putting all of us in danger. Oh God, it feels like there's no end in sight, and we feel abandoned. We're searching for hope. God, hear our laments. Kyrie eleison, Lord, have mercy.
Oh God, we remember Jacob Blake, who was shot last week in Kenosha, Wisconsin. A 29-year-old Black man, Jacob was shot 7 times in the back by a white police officer while his kids watched from the car. Left paralyzed from the waist down, facing multiple surgeries, we cry out for Jacob. and his family, and all those who were traumatized by hearing of yet another Black person shot by those who should be protecting and serving all of us. Kyrie eleison. Lord, have mercy.
O God, we remember the 3 protesters who were shot in the marches that followed the shooting in Kenosha, gunned down by a self-proclaimed white militia member, a 17-year-old with an AK-47. We pray for this city facing despair and rage and looting and fear. We pray for those protesting police brutality and racial injustice across our country, especially the folks in Portland, Oregon, who've been protesting for over 90 consecutive days, and where this past Saturday, one of the protesters was killed in a violent clash with counter-protesters. We cry out to be heard, cry out for justice. God, remember your people. Kyrie eleison. Lord, have mercy.
O God, we remember the people of California facing a historic year of wildfires. So far, 1.66 million acres have burned. And we remember the firefighters, many of whom are from local prisons, who are working to put the fires out. And God, we weep for so many places in our world facing the devastating costs of our abuse of the planet, a price that's being paid most deeply by the poor. God, forgive us and help us. Remember your people and this earth you've given us to care for. Kyrie eleison. Lord, have mercy.
Remember when we saw the boy washed up on the shore, the girl torn from her parents' arms. Remember when we heard 16 shots in the night, no justice for that life. We wanna know where you were, we wanna know where you are, we wanna know what you do. God, you seem so far away. We wanna know where you were, we wanna know where you are, we wanna know what you do. God, you seem so far away. Remember when we saw the unloved daughter, son, abandoned and undone.
Ecclesiastes 3 tells us there's a time for crying and a time for laughing, a time for mourning and a time for dancing. We may not be ready for laughing or dancing tonight, but sometimes just giving thanks for the good we can find right now is a start. This past week, we were especially grateful for all the people who stood up for justice in the streets of Kenosha, as well as in the March on Washington that happened on Friday. 57 years to the day Martin Luther King gave his I Have a Dream speech, relatives of Black Americans killed or injured in recent police encounters took to the same spot on the National Mall to call for social and political change. In honor of that anniversary of that first march on Washington in 1963, some historic photos were recently made available, and we wanted to share them tonight during this time for gratitude as we give thanks for the good things in our life, and especially for those that have gone before us, for our elders and our guides in the struggle to birth the beloved community and the kind of world God imagines for us all. We hope you'll share your gratitudes with us in the comments.
There is indeed so much to celebrate in the stories of those who've gone before, and shown us where the paths of righteousness and justice and kindness and compassion and mercy lie, bringing their imperfection to the work. And while we celebrate, there is so much to mourn and so much to lament. All of that is tangled right up in the same moment for me these days. I don't even alternate, I do it all at the same time. I'm honored to lament with y'all here tonight and to celebrate all at the same time. I'm David LaMotte, and I'm a friend of the band. They have done me the honor of recording a hymn that I wrote called God of the Movements and Martyrs, I wrote this hymn to celebrate the 85th anniversary of the North Carolina Council of Churches, and I hope that it will help you feel some things you need to feel tonight. The hymn is intended both to celebrate this beautiful legacy of justice work, but also to invite the rest of us into that work as well. I hope that it will bring you something that you need tonight. Blessings.
God of the movements and martyrs, God of the powerless child, God of the hurt and the hopeless and unreconciled, God of the just and the faithful, God of the night and the day, God of the whole of creation, in your name we pray. Many have followed the Savior into the face of the storm, strengthened by long generations, by love they were formed. In basements, tall steepled churches, in shadows of fences and walls, in alleys and hallways of power, they answered your call.
Now it's our turn to do justice. Humbly we rise to the day. Give us the strength and the wisdom to walk in your way. Gather the loaves and the fishes, share until all have been fed. Walk in compassion and mercy, by love we'll be led. Standing in circles surrounding, all holding hands while we pray. When powers bear down on the helpless, we'll stand in the way.
God of the worn and the wounded, let us be healed by the truth. When doorways are blocked, we will lower our friends through the roof.
God of the circle that holds us, God of the ones pushed away, we will reach out to our neighbors, in your name we'll say. No matter your creed or your country, no matter the hue of your skin, your age, who your love, or the body your soul was born in. No matter the places you're broken, no matter the things you have done, lay down that weight on the altar, a new day's begun.
You are a child of the Maker,
You are beloved and known.
Join us in work of the kingdom, we welcome you home.
join us in work of the kingdom, we welcome you home.
May the God who is always and forever with us and for us fill us with hope and show us how to be loved in the middle of this aching world. As we close, say this with us. You are not alone. We are not alone. I am not alone.
Lamb of God, with love poured out, you suffer with the world. Have mercy, have mercy.
It feels good to be together again. Now that fall is here, we're going to be meeting again weekly, but we'll only be offering this kind of Lament Together experience every other week. So, our next one will be on Wednesday, September 15th. On the alternate weeks, we would like to invite you to join us for a short time of guided meditation.
We're calling these new experiences groundings. Our first one will be released Wednesday morning, September 9th, and then every other Wednesday after that. We're creating these short times to breathe, pray, or just sit and listen to some reflective music and a few centering words, because we've been finding it increasingly hard to stay grounded while there's so much going on in the world. We've been finding a meditation practice helpful, and we thought we all might benefit from these. Look for more info about these upcoming events on our Facebook page.
Hopefully you're already following us on all the social medias, but if not, now would be a great time to do it. That's where we keep everybody up to date on all the things we're up to, what's coming up next, everything. You can also get that information on our email list, which you can subscribe to on our website. And lastly, we are also on Patreon. Patreon is an awesome place for you to support us, and we can give you perks and discounts and cool songs and all the other stuff. So join us there, and thanks for being with us this week.
Hey, everybody. Great to be with you tonight. Peace and blessings.
My hope is that you find abundance in compassion. Abundance in compassion for yourselves, and abundance in compassion for others in the world who are suffering, who don't look like you, who don't think like you, and who have different lives than you. Because having an abundance in compassion, an abundance of compassion, is how we are the many.
So good to be with you all this week. See you again soon.
We're so grateful for these cicadas that provide a nice soundtrack for us every day. And for all of you, each one of you who share this time of lament with us. May God's blessings be real to you in the days ahead.
Thanks for joining us one more time. I'm hoping that this gathering brought you some hope and encouragement, and that you find some unexpected joy in your week, and that no matter what happens, you know that you really aren't alone. See you next time.